Ferg the Reporter, and we are live in the cool bus backstage at the beautiful Walmart amp, and we've got so blessed to have Joel Hoekstra right here, one of the guitarists from Whitesnake. How's it going, brother?
It's going great, man.
Excellent, excellent. So, and I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time out for just to spend a few minutes to talk to us and let us know what's going on.
Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it, man. All good.
If you guys don't know him, you know him. You've heard his stuff. He's on everything. Let's go from Access Hollywood all the way down to Whitesnake, so we got A to W. Unless you went to a Z, a Zappa, or something like that. But you've heard his music. He's one of the great guitarists of our day. And one question, what is it like to be in Whitesnake?
It's great, man. I mean, I think Whitesnake's a guitarist's dream, man. It's great riffs and great solos, and working for David, I mean, he's rock royalty, man.
Mm-hmm.
What's not to like? He's such a great guy, really, truly great guy. And killer lineup, having Tommy Aldridge back there on drums. I mean, yeah, it's amazing, man. And having Reb Beach on the other side of the stage on guitar, and Michael Devin and Michele Lupe.
Thank you for saying that. I was wondering exactly
how to say it. Yeah, I know. Well, he's an Italian guy, so
exactly.
Yeah, it's not easy, right? It looks like Michelle.
It does.
It's spelled like Michelle.
I was going to have to ask when I came here today. Okay, how exactly? Because I would have just said, Michelle or Michael.
That's all right. The band hasn't really figured it out yet either.
It's Italian.
So we just wing it.
All right. Now the Purple album, and if people don't know, Purple album is David Coverdale when he was with Deep Purple. They wrote a bunch of songs, and you guys have brought it to life in this century, and it's wonderful.
Well, it was in this century. Well, I suppose. Well, I guess it is a new century.
It is. And after I said that, I went, okay, good. It really is a new century. But you guys have taken it and you've made these songs up to date and beautiful. How was it working on all of that with the guys?
It was great, man. I mean, David was really great about wanting to reimagine the songs and snake them up, as he put it, or put a fresh coat of paint on them. I think if it was like a note-for-note re-record type of scenario, it wouldn't have appealed to me, quite frankly. So just having the opportunity to be creative with them and do our own thing with them and put our own stamp on them and have some fun with it was very appealing. And like I said, just to be able to work with this lineup and with David, and yeah, what's not to like, man?
Did you get, when you were recording it and doing all of that, do you get to put your own spin on it? And, I mean, you said it wasn't note for note or anything, but you get to make it yours?
Yeah. I mean, I think one thing about the original Deep Purple versions of these songs is they were built around one guitar part. Mm-hmm. So Reb was going to have a lot of those covered with me coming in by the time I joined. So for me, it was about trying to invent a second guitar part in a lot of spots, or another texture or sound, and obviously doing our own thing with the guitar solos. So I felt like, despite the fact these songs were already existing, I felt like I flexed my creative muscles quite a bit on the record.
Absolutely. Now, in the video "Soldier of Fortune," how do you get the tone that you get out of that acoustic? It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thanks so much.
It just kind of wraps you around out of that Taylor. How do you get something like that?
Thank you. Yeah, well, I mean, you said the key word. For me, I mean, Taylor guitars have been really good to me over the years. They're just always very consistent and very playable, sound great and play great. So, I mean, the two characteristics of I suppose, look great as well. We could throw that in there. But
is that a 914?
I don't remember. David's got a lot of Taylors. I mean, it looked like the Taylor showroom, man, when we were cutting the Purple album there. It was crazy. They were really good to us, and David had a bunch of them there already. So, and then, of course, Michael McIntyre did a great job of miking the guitar up, and there is some DI in there as well.
Did Reb and David also help produce the Purple album?
Well, they were the producers of the album.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I think Mikey Mac was a producer on it as well, Michael McIntyre, I believe. Yeah. And
cool.
Yeah. Mikey's did a great job of engineering on the record, and such a great guy. But yeah, I didn't. I was like a late addition to it. I mean, the pre-production was already existing, and things were in development by the time I joined the band. So.
How was that call? I mean, that's got to be a neat call when they said, "Hey, David Coverdale wants you to come and jam with him," or had you had a previous relationship with him? And
not really. I mean, we had met like briefly when Night Ranger opened for Whitesnake in, gosh, I don't even know what year now. I'm just going to venture a guess at like 2013 or something like that. So, yeah, I think that's right. Summer of 2013. So, yeah, when I heard Doug left the band, I put out some feelers, and I didn't really hear anything back at first, and then I think some well-respected people were recommending me to David, and that led to us eventually meeting in May of 2014.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, you're almost done with the North American part of this Purple tour, right?
Correct.
And then you go to Japan. You got Osaka, I believe, in October, and then you go on the European part with Def Leppard. Dead Days, you're going to be along with you there.
Well, we'll be doing Japan and then Europe with the Dead Daisies, and then the Def Leppard run is actually with Black Star Riders. The Ireland UK stuff is
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw that. Yes, I did. Absolutely. You're right, and I'm wrong, which happens quite a bit. Now, touring, how's the fans been? I mean, it's really cool. Whitesnake has always been known for their guitarist, as you said. And, I mean, from the beginning, Bernie Marsden, I think Mickey Moody. From then up till now, man, it must have been nice to be sought after, to be in that lineage, and to know that you're one of the baddest ones.
Oh, yeah, I mean, hey, I just take the workmanlike approach to it, and as far as all that goes, and just try and make sure that I'm doing the best I can with it. And that's with everything, not just playing with Whitesnake. That's just kind of treating your playing guitar like a job, and not just trying to make it all fun and games and blow it off. And you know, you got to make sure it's a serious thing. And I like to make sure the fans get their hard-earned money's worth and give them a high-energy show and have some fun.
That's what a friend of ours, they saw the show in Tulsa, and they said you and Rev are just absolutely amazing. Just the tightness of everything is just fabulous.
Thanks. Yeah, we've had a really great run out here. I mean, David thinks we're onto something magical with the lineup, and the chemistry's been great. The band is all laughs, and everybody's getting along. It just seems like it's really been like rock and roll bliss out here, and the fans have been great. The only thing that's been thrown at us is bras.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Are you guys thinking about writing anything more with the Whitesnake going forward? Have you?
Well, David's got a couple recording projects in mind, and I can't get too into specifics with that. I mean, that's all going to come down to what David wants to do, and but I'm certainly on board and would love to be creative and you know, put our heads together on
Excellent.
some
Now,
stuff.
October 16th, that's going to be a big day for you.
Yes.
You've got a new album coming out. It's called, and I had it, Dying to Live. I had all this stuff memorized. But Dying to Live is coming out, and I listened to the first song. Dude, it's awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, a lot of people have been asking me over the years, how come you don't just put out like a rock record? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't really want to be a lead singer. And then it's weird because I get a singer on there, and then what do I call it? You know, do I call it a Joel Hoekstra album? Because I wouldn't want to be just taking 10-minute guitar solos on an album like that that's going to be about vocal songs. So that's why I give it a project name, Joel Hoekstra's 13, because I figured that was the most appropriate thing. It sounds bandish, but the reality is I did all the writing on it, all the lyrics and melodies and everything. Right. And so, I mean, that ended up being a real blessing. I feel like emotionally connected to the album, and hopefully that makes it different than a lot of like the quote-unquote like super band albums that are coming out where other people are doing the writing for those bands. And I mean, I feel like in this scenario I did all the writing. I'm very emotionally connected to it, and I view it like these musicians are all my favorite guys who are willing to help me out on it.
Right. And I mean, you've got a great lineup. I mean, Jeff Scott Soto and Carmine and Tony Franklin on bass.
Well, Vinny Appice.
Oh, Vinny, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jeff Scott Soto and Russell Allen singing lead on it, and Vinny Appice, Tony Franklin, and Derek Sherinian. And yeah, I think I covered everybody there. There are some other people that contribute as well, like my friend Chloe Lowry from TSO sang on a duet with Jeff. That's killer. She's awesome.
Oh, that is excellent. Well, I want to, if there's any way I can listen to it first, write a review, would love to.
Awesome.
Love to.
Thanks, man.
Well, we're back. If you need more of him, it's joelhoekstra.com, or of course on whitesnake.com. I got to let him get back and do what he do. This is Ferg the Reporter. We're in the very cool bus sitting backstage at the Walmart amp. And we are out of here. Thank you, brother.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers.